It's time for the Metropolitan Report. Jay Randolph Jr. welcoming you in. The Metropolitan Report is part of Fairways and Greens, and of course, it is brought to you by the Metropolitan Amateur Golf Association. I was going to do this on Monday because of the Normandie Amateur, and then I looked on the schedule, and I said, well, they got the Senior Amateur. We'll talk a little bit about that. Folks, history was made. Curt Rohe witnessed it. Curt, yesterday, as we're taping this, Ellen Port won the Metropolitan Senior Amateur at Sunset Country Club. Now, off the bat, I think we should make it clear she was the only female, I believe, in the field. She plays from the same tees as these gentlemen, 55 and over. Am I right?
50.
50 and over. It's even. And she shot 72, 67, Curt.
Right.
And made history.
Absolutely. Yeah. When I got up this morning, I was still unbelievable. There was one other woman in the field.
Okay.
So we had 112 total players. So we divided up into championship division, and then we have these age divisions that a lot of the players play in. So Ellen was the one female in the championship division. Which vies for the George F. Meyer Trophy, which she won. Yeah. And then Tina Jones played in she was in the appropriate age division.
Good player.
But I mean, still, yeah, Ellen was the only. I mean, in her field, yeah, she was the only woman in that field. So. Yeah, it's incredible, Jay. It was, as I shared our story last night on my Facebook page and my personal Facebook page, and I just said a bunch of things, and I said in there, I said, Ellen, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think there was no way you were going to win this. I knew you'd play well because you always play well, and then I said I was wrong, and I should have never doubted you. And, she's incredible. I think she's one of, if not the most competitive person I think I've seen on the golf course. I mean, she's a bulldog when she gets out there, and she's out there to win, and she doesn't care.
And the thing that has always amazed me, and maybe it's a lesson for some others, she's not a ball beater. She's not on the range 6 times a week.
Right.
This is a gal that spent the majority of her time teaching and coaching at John Burroughs High School and did this golf thing in the summer. Right. I mean, it just is. I mean, I've texted with numerous people in the golf community, and you run out of superlatives.
Right.
I mean, Skip Berkmeyer sent me a text this morning, and I had written him last night. He said she should be in the World Golf Hall of Fame.
Right.
And she should.
Yeah.
And this takes nothing away from the other, Joe Malenk, who has been the best senior the last couple of years, right there with Buddy right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is and Joe shot 5 down.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not like Ellen played against this weird field on her home golf course, and Saturn was over here, and all the. I mean, it just. It's just amazing, Curt. Yeah. It really is.
No, you're right. And, I mean, she played, she beat the top seniors in the area right now. I mean, Brian Lovett's at the top of our Senior Player of the Year points list.
Yep.
Joe Malenk, Brian Hall, Paul Lehman, who's, kind of a new senior.
New guy, yeah.
Playing well. Had the lead after, Tuesday's first round. And yeah, it's just incredible. You're right. I don't know what to say. Like I said, you're running out of superlatives. And she was great. If you had a chance to go, we did Will did a great interview with her for 4 minutes. That's on our Twitter and stuff. I'm not sure it's on our Facebook. We get it up there though. But
what was her reaction?
You know what? That's a great. I'm trying to. I mean,
she's done so much.
She's done so much, and she was over. I mean, I think she was just overwhelmed with joy. I mean, her speech at the trophy presentation, and I think she said it again in the interview. One of the first things she said was, I might butcher this a little bit, but she goes, "It's just great. The golf ball doesn't know whether it's a man or a woman hitting it. The golf ball doesn't know if it's a Republican or a Democrat." She even threw there. Golf ball doesn't know if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. That was her speech, and just to get out and compete is tremendous, and she just continues to, I didn't know, I was following scores while the other groups were coming in, and I saw she was at 3 under, and then at one point they had because the players are putting in the scores during the round, to keep everybody up to date, and at one point it actually had her at 3 birdies in a row, I think 13, 14, 15, and it actually changed. They put one in wrong, but still, anyway, it's she's just incredible. That's a great picture.
Yeah,
and it was great. That. Yeah, so that's the visitation golf team. So Julie, I'm sorry, I forgot your last name.
Julie,
who coaches Viz and is one of the assistant pros at Sunset. They were out there, practicing, but then all of a sudden the playoffs started, and here comes down 10 fairway, this high school girls team. So they got to see this entire thing, process. And so that was a really cool moment for her to, have all those girls out there to see what Ellen just did. I mean, how inspirational is that for that team, and for them to get to see, what she just accomplished. So that's a great picture.
Arnie had his army. Ellen's got her entourage.
She sure did.
Cool stuff.
And there was a lot of others. There was a bunch of others out there too. I mean, we had a lot of golf carts that we were trying to keep corralled. So
it's. I mean, I think it's even hard for us to kind of even put it in perspective right now. I mean, it's that we're so short time from it, and this will be. I mean, I think in the next couple of days, this is going to garner some national headlines.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been on the phone since last night. I got home, I took a shower, and I went straight to Cyberg's to get something to eat, and I was on the phone the whole time. In fact, my phone died sitting at the bar at Cyberg's. But yeah, I mean, several people have reached out, national. There's been some great tweets today from the USGA. Just sent one out a little bit ago, retweeting our story. But it's getting pushed out in a lot of places, and I think there's going to be more, over the next couple of days, like you said. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was already fired up to talk to you about the Normandie Amateur, but I mean, this just takes a whole different turn. Speaking of the 35th Normandie Amateur, wow, a fantastic event, and the golf course played well, and a number of guys played well. There were a lot of good scores in the championship division, but Chris Kovac gets it done on the regular side, and we're going to talk about Taz Berry's phenomenal play, but tell us a little bit about Kovac, and he had to hold off Joe Migdal.
Yeah, great playing on both sides, both in the Open and the Senior Division. But Normandie was in really fabulous condition for this time of year, and he had so many compliments and comments from the players about how much fun it was to play it this time of year instead of in May, when it was a little firmer, and the fairways were great. We were able to play the ball down.
Nice.
So yeah, that was great, and I think they had a really great time, getting to play the play the Rock in August instead of the May date that it had been. When we had challenges early in the season for that golf course, so played great. Yeah, Chris played great. Coming back from, I mean, let's not take anything away from Jason White. He shot 64 as well that first day, and that's a heck of a score.
What's his story?
Jason?
Yeah.
I mean, Jason's fairly new to the competition side. He's played the last couple of years. Hasn't won anything, but been a good player. Yeah,
I've been seeing his name. So
yeah, good player. Plays out of Tapawingo, and he's a big guy. I tell you what, if you walked up to him and saw him from a distance, you could almost think it might be Albert, Pujols standing there. He's kind of got that Albert look, but he has so great guy, and it's tough. Competition, playing competitive golf is tough, and to do that 2 days in a row is it's hard. And,
I looked. I think I played in the first one, and I shot 75-75. And I finished fifth. I mean, and 75-75 would have got me. Yeah, hey, maybe you come back next year if you're lucky. I mean, they're playing some good golf, and there's a lot of factors in it. But the story that stole everything on Saturday for Normandie people and amateur golf geeks in our town was Taz Berry. He shoots 64 in the opening round. He made eagle on 9, right?
Yeah. He holds it from the fairway.
Holds out on one of the toughest holes on the golf course.
Yep.
If you don't know Taz, he's an unbelievable guy. He's a living legend in the amateur community. He's played everywhere. He's been one of the best. He's maintained his game. And, there are only a handful of people in St. Louis that I know on the amateur pro side that I'd take over Taz at Normandie. And he hits shots people can't. He knows things people don't. And it's different from Ellen, because Ellen is so just off the charts. Taj, he could do 61 at Normandie, but to do it in competition, and Taj no spring chicken.
Right.
It really was an awesome Saturday for Taz. He shot 64, and from that point on, it was kind of okay. I think sorry about that. I think Taz going to get this done.
Yeah. It was great, and it's he's a 3-time winner of the Normandie, going back in I don't know the exact dates. So really now 4 times. This was in the senior division, but he's great, and that's his home. And for those that know Taz, knows he loves Normandie golf course, and for him to get a win, and it's been a while, I think, since he's won, and so
it was cool.
He was cool. It was.
Cool. It was a lot of selling. The last couple of days, there have been a lot of people going, "What? Taj did what?" And then Ellen did what?
Yeah.
So it's been, the season's obviously not over, but you had the success at St. Louis Country Club. You transition into the Normandie Am, where guys are fighting for points to try and get on that points list, to try and get in the Orson Cup and here and there on the points list. What's left? You got mid-amateur qualifying is done, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was a couple of Mondays ago. So that's done. We got 4-ball qualifier this coming Monday out at St. Albans. So we got 96 players, 48 sides for 2 spots in that. That's for 2022 4-ball. That's for next year. But
right.
That qualifier is at St. Albans on Monday. So,
can I ask, are Skip and the man from St. Joe playing?
Yep.
Okay.
They're in there. Brad just also qualified for the Mid-Am as well, up at St. Joe at his club.
He had to qualify?
He had to qualify this year, yeah. So
Skip didn't.
Yep. He's I'm actually he's coming in Saturday to play his practice round. I'm going to play with him on Saturday. So out at St. Albans.
Nice.
So he can get around. He's never seen Lewis and Clark. I think he's played Tavern Creek and he played the Hieronymus Cup or something over there a few years ago. So he's never seen Lewis and Clark, which was the course we're playing on Monday. So.
Well, my man, it's a historic week. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and it just it sums up how phenomenal a golfing career that is still not done. Ellen Port has had, and I know how fortunate you feel to have been around some of it, and especially this one that happened just yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that's what I said in my Facebook post. I've 20 plus years I've gotten to do and see some really amazing things, but that yesterday might have took the cake.
No doubt. Yeah, good stuff.
It was cool.
Thank you, my man, and we'll talk again soon. Still plenty of golf to be played.
You bet. Thanks, Jay.
That's the Metropolitan Report, part of the Fairways and Greens Network.